Welcome to Accompaniment Farm. I'm Gill Dickson from Wynnstay and I'm with Joff Roberts, who runs a calf unit here at Shobden. We're here to look at the Holm Laue Igloos, the calf housing system, and the Holm Laue calf feeder. So Joff, can you tell us, why did you decide to put in the Igloos?
We started calf rearing many years ago in a very small way, and as we enjoyed the job and we wanted to develop that enterprise into an enterprise in its own right. So having done quite a lot of research, gone to Holland and gone over to Germany, looked at many calf units around the UK, it was this idea that we came across in Germany which we believed offered the environment to the calves that the calves require. The Igloo offers a microclimate which is more beneficial to the calf, a draft-free environment. The open area outside offers an active play area that the calves can mess around in.
You've got about 12-15 calves in each igloo, and you've got the igloos arranged down the outside of the shed. Why do you actually need an igloo and a shed?
Again, back to the calves' needs. The calves need a draft-free environment to do well in. These igloos, the way they're designed with a dome shape, offer a draft-free environment with constant air exchange through the chimneys on the top. But having a shed means that the pen area, the straw is kept dry, which helps reduce disease levels. The calves are also kept dry. The workman is in a much better environment to do the job properly. Also the machine itself, which is going to be kept dry.
Yes, it's better for the operator and the calf, isn't it? So you'd expect to get a lot less calf pneumonia in this sort of environment, wouldn't you?
Yes, and that's ultimately why we chose this system, because of calf pneumonia being such a high risk in the setup we're doing. We here have 160 calves in this building, all bought from markets, so coming from many different sources. The cocktail of bacteria that we could have when these calves arrive is high. So it is uppermost that we maintain a very high standard to our calf health, otherwise we are going to have some awful troubles. We have been maintaining these standards and it seems to be easy to maintain in this system.
Okay, so can we go and have a look inside a calf igloo and just see how it works?
So the igloo here we have is of a dome shape. It's designed specifically like that, made from fiberglass with a reflective paint on the outside to help reduce any high temperatures during the summer months, but also maintain a fairly constant temperature during the winter months. The dome shape lends itself as the airspeed increases due to the wind rising up over the dome. This creates a suction over the chimneys. The air is then drawn out of the igloo, but also with the heat generated from the calves within the igloo, the stack effect ensures that there is a constant draft-free but exchange in air.
So even with 15 calves in there, it still smells really fresh, doesn't it?
It smells perfect.
Yeah. And how do you clean out the shed? Do you have to move the igloo out of the way?
Yeah, there's amongst the chimneys on the top of the igloo is a hook. This hook is, you just put the bale spike on it for the fore-end loader, you lift the igloo up, just put it to one side, at which point you just come in here with the muck grab, muck out your igloos. We'll then wash and clean down, put the igloo back in its position, bed down, and we're ready for the next batch of calves to come in.
So can we go and have a look at the calf feeding machine and how they go about helping themselves to their milk?
Yeah, sure.
Explain to me how these calves are programmed to get their feed.
Sure. The calves are free to come into the stall as and when they desire, but the computer does recognise every calf as an individual. So if the calf comes in and the computer realises that it has had its required amount for that period of time, then the calf will not be given any milk. But if the calf is due milk, then the machine will mix that milk on demand and deliver it to the teat at the required temperature, concentration and quantity.
So they're not actually on a totally ad lib regime, they are getting continuous access to the machine, but they're having 3 or 4 meals a day.
Exactly, they are on a restricted diet, which means the milk powder costs are kept under control and the calf is not going to gorge on milk because it is restricted, which in many ways is the next best thing to the mother cow.
And what sort of growth rates would you expect on this kind of regime?
We're often seeing over the 12-week period that the calves are here on farm, growth rates of 1 kilo per day, which I'm very happy with.
And what products are you feeding at the moment? The milk powder and the
These
pellets?
calves, they are on the Wynnstay contractor milk powder and also on the Start and Wean dry pellets. Dry pellets is ad lib, and they are on that for the whole 12 weeks that they are here.
Okay. So how much milk powder do you think you're using on this scheme?
Well, again, the computer will give us this information, and the calves, the program they're on, we start them on the weaning program once they reach about 15 to 16 kilos of dry milk powder consumed. So by the time they have finished weaning, 8 days later, they will have consumed approximately 18 kilos of milk powder.
Yeah. Well, can you show us the insides of the machine? What goes on in there?
Sure. Under the lid here is the milk powder hopper, which holds approximately 50 kilos of milk powder. This milk powder is dispensed into the mixing bowls at the front here. 2 mixing bowls, giving a facility for 100 calves to be on this machine at one point. The milk is dispensed into those mixing bowls on demand when the computer recognises that the calf requires a feed. And then the information that is displayed on this LCD screen just here. And the screen can tell you an awful lot of information about the calves. It can tell you how much it's drunk, when it's next due to drink, whether it's missed a feed, how much milk powder it's consumed, plus many other details.
So can the machine actually tell you if a calf is sick?
There's an alarm list there, and so on that alarm list it will flag up any calf that has missed a feed. Well, you know, like I do, that if a calf has missed a feed, there's often a reason for it. So once you see a calf on that alarm list, you'll go and have a close look at that calf to see whether it's a health issue or whether it's something else.
Okay. What do you actually do as a daily routine with these calves? What do you look for on the machine?
Again, the first protocol generally is the alarm list to ensure that you are going to look at potentially ill calf straight away when you first arrive in the shed in the morning.
Okay.
But the daily routine is to ensure it's got milk powder in it, ensure it's operational, check the health status of all of the calves, bed down, make sure they've got food and clean water, and that job in this shed on 160 calves is about an hour in the morning and then half an hour at night.
Does it clean itself?
Yes, the machine's programmed to twice a day. It will go through a 15-minute cleaning program where it washes out both mixer bowls and flushes through to the teat and every feeder stall using a dairy cleaner. Every bit length of pipe and mixing bowl is thoroughly cleaned.
Okay. Well, the calves certainly look very healthy on this system, and thanks very much for showing us around.
No problem.